everyone, this video is just to go through the corrections of the coursework on addition of fractions I was given to you all. So it's just the solutions, so we don't have to go through this in class, right? Okay, so I'm just going to go through the first 6 questions, and then afterwards I will go through the next or the last 6 questions. All right, so for number 1 we have 3/9 plus 2/9. So remember, once you are adding 2 fractions or adding fractions in general and have the same denominator, right, then we don't have to find any new denominator, new LCM. We're going to use the same denominator because they both have the same denominator. All we have to do is just add the numerators, the numbers at the top, right, which is 3 plus 2. So our answer for number 1 is 5/9. So for number 2, we have 4/12 plus 7/12. Again, we have the same denominator, so let's put our 12 at the bottom there. And we're just going to add our numerators, our top numbers. So 4 plus 7 is 11/12. Alright, number 3, we have 1/5 plus 1/5. Same denominator again, so it's just going to be 1 plus 1/5, which is 2/5. And then number 4, we have, again, 20/25 plus 13/25, same denominator. So going to let's add the numerators, 20 plus 13, you get 33/25. Now you can leave it as an improper fraction, or you can change it to a mixed fraction. 25 can go into 33 one time, and we'll have a remainder of 8. So it'll be 8/25. So 1 and 8/25. Alright, number 5. So I have number 5, I have 8/21 plus 11/21. Again, same denominator, so let's put 21 at the bottom there, and let's add the numerators, 8 plus 11. So we will get 19/21. So far, so the first 5 questions, they all had the same denominator. Now, let's look at number 6. So number 6, we have 1/3 plus 1/2. So as I would have mentioned in class, once we have different denominators, in this case we have 3 and 2 different denominators, you need to find the LCM of those numbers. So I decided here, let's find the LCM of and 2. So we're going to list the multiples of 3, which are 3, 12, ... If we need to add in more, we'll add in more later. And now the multiples of 2, which are 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, ... Now, what is the lowest common multiple? The lowest number they have in common. The lowest number they have in common is 6. So now, everything is going to be over 6 now, right? Now you have to ask yourself the question. So look at the first fraction, 1/3. Ask yourself, 3 times what will give me that new denominator of 6? 3 times 2. Whatever I do at the bottom, I must do at the top as well. So 2 times 1, I'll write the 2 times 1 here, right? Plus, look at the next fraction, 1/2. So you ask yourself, 2 times what number gives me? Don't need to, you could just work out it, 2 times 3 and 1 times 3 one time. Now let's just simplify. 2 times 3 is 2, plus 1 times 3 is 3. Right? So please, it's not, I saw some persons doing stuff like this, 1/3 plus 1/2, and they just added the numbers at the bottom to get 5, and they add the numbers. Whenever you have different denominators, you must find the LCM to find that common denominator first, right? Look at number 7, 8, and 9. Then we'll look at 10, 11, 12. So let me just draw 2/5 plus 7/10. So again, we have different denominators. You need to find the LCM at the side, right? LCM of 5 and 10. So let's start the multiples of 5, 5, 10, 15. We'll add more if we need to, right? Then let's be 30, ... We realize the lowest number they have in common is 10. So the LCM denominator is going to be 10, right? Again, look at the first fraction first, 2/5. Ask yourself, 5 times what number going to give me 10? 5 times 2. So whatever I do at the bottom, I must do at the top as well. So 2 times 2. And I was going to do it here, I work it out one time. 2 times 2 is 4. And I put in that 4 right there. Plus, then ask yourself, now we are looking at the second fraction now, 7/10. So ask yourself, 10 times what number gives you back 10? 10 times 1. So if I do at the bottom, I must do at the top. So 7 times 1, that should be 1, sorry. 7 times 1 is 7. And then you just add your numbers, you're going to get 4 plus 7, which is 11. If you leave it as an improper fraction, that's okay. we could change to a mixed number. 1, 10 can go into 11 one time, remainder 1, so 1 and 1 times. Right? Alright, so now let's look at number 8. Alright, so for number 8, we have 3/4 plus 1 over 3. So again, different denominators, so that means you need to find the LCM of 4 and 3. So the multiples of 4, I'm just going to skip a step here, right? The LCM of 4 and 3 is 12, right? You list out for yourself, though you could check it out, or I'll do it down here just for you all to see for sure. So multiples of 4, 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on. Multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. So the lowest number that they have in common is 12. So that's why the LCM is 12. So now my common denominator is 12. Ask yourself now, we're looking at the 3/4 first. 4 times what number will give me that 12? 4 times 3. Whatever I do at the bottom, I must do at the top. So 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus, looking at the 1/3 now, 3 by what number gives me 4? 3 times 4. Whatever I do at the bottom, I must do at the top. 1 by 4 is 4. So, I'll get that there. And you just add your numbers. You're going to get 13. Break it down to a mixed number. 12 can go into 13 one time, remainder 1. So I think everything should be okay so far. And now, number 9, we have 7 over 8 plus 1 over 4. So again, we must find the LCM of our two denominators, LCM of 8 and 4. And multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24, and so on. Multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on. Denominator of 8. Again, we're looking at the first fraction, 7 over 8. So ask yourself, 8 times what will give me back 8? 8 times 1. So whatever I do over there, I have to do at the top as well. So 7 by 1, which is 1 over 4. So ask yourself, 4 times what number gives me 8? 4 times 2. Whatever I do down here, I must do at the top here too. So 1 by 2 is 2. And you just add 7 plus 2 is 9 over 8. You can break it down, you're going to get 1 and 1/8. Right? 8 can go into 9 one time, remainder 1. And now the last 3 questions. So number 10, 11, and 12 are all mixed. We add addition of mixed numbers. So when I was teaching you all, I said, let's just change all the mixed numbers to improper fractions, right? Let's just make our life a little bit easier. So let's change them to mixed, to improper fractions, please. So 1.5 change to an improper fraction. So 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1. That's going to be 3 over 2 plus 1 by 3, whole number by the denominator. 1 by 3 is 3 plus 2 is 5, so that's 5 over 3. So now we have 3 over 2 plus 5 over 3. We need to find the LCM of 2 and 3, right? And I think we would have done that before. So the LCM of 2 and 3 is 6, right? If we didn't do it before, but I believe we would have done that before at the beginning, right? And yeah, so our common denominator is 6. Ask yourself now, look at 3 over 2. 2 times what number gives me 6? 2 times 3. So I have to do the same at the top. So 3 times 3, right? 3 times 3 is 9. So plus, we're looking at 5 over 3 now. Ask yourself, 3 times what number gives me 6? 3 times 2. So I must do the same thing at the top. 5 times 2. So you're going to get 5 times 2, which is 10. And we're going to get 19 over 6. And we could change this to a mixed number. 6 can go into 19 3 times, remainder by 6 is 18, and you're going to get a remainder 1, right? So 3 and 1, 6. Alright, number 11, 2 and 3/4 plus 1 and 1/8. Let's change it to improper fraction. So 2 by 4 is 8, plus 3, that's 11 over 4, plus 1 and 1/8, 1 by 9 over 8. We already know the is 8. We worked that out before. Alright, so the LCM of, again, so let's go ahead. 11 over 4. So 4 times what number gives me the 8? 4 times 2. So I have to do the same thing at the top. So 11 times 2, which is 22, plus, look at the 9 over 8 now. 8 times what gives me 8? 8 times 1. We're doing the same thing at the top now. So 9 times 1, 9. And you just go ahead and you add, you're going to get 31 over 8. Now again, ask yourself, how many times can 8 go into 31? 8 can go into 31 3 times, because 8 by 3 is 24. And then we'll have a remainder of 7. Right? Alright, last one. Alright, so we have 3 and 1/5 plus 2 and 3/4. So let's change them to the improper fractions. 3 by 5 is 15 plus 1, 16 over 5, plus 2 and 3/4, so that's 2 by 4, 8 plus 3, which will give us 11 over 4. Now we need to find the LCM of 5 and 4. So the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and so on. Multiples of 4 are, the lowest number they have in common is 20. So that's our common denominator here now, right? So now let's go ahead and look at the 16 over 5 first. Ask yourself how many times we have to multiply 5 to get that 20 down there. So 5 by 4. So we have to do the same thing at the top. So we have to say 16 by 4. Now you would have to be a 16 by 4 at the side, right? But 16 by 4 is 64 plus, looking at 11 over 4. So 4 times what number gives me the 20 down here? 4 times 5. And I'm going to say 11 times 5. So you're going to get 11 by 5, which is 55. So you're going to get a big number for this one, right? So 64 plus 55. When we add that, we're going to get 119 over 20. Now, I know it's a big number to break up. If it's difficult for you, that's not a problem. We can leave it just like this. But ask yourself, okay, how many times can 20 go into, forget the 190. Ask yourself, how many times can 20 go into 100? 20 goes into 100 5 times. And then you're going to get a remainder of 19 there, right? It's the mixed fraction, but you can practice it, right? So these are the 2 corrections, the 12 questions. Take your time and go through it. You can try them over afterwards. After you take down the corrections, close the book, go back on the Google Classroom, look at the questions, try them over for yourself. You want to go take a break, okay, try to for another day, but try them over, right? And the solutions are here for you to look back at. Alright, and that's it for this video.